Hello everybody, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and here we are now with part 2 of the review of this Hs129 big box from Takom. So if you saw yesterday's video, which a lot of you have, you'd have seen I did a full review of this one. This is the Henshaw Hs129B2 with interior, so it has a full interior, wing ribs and everything, and you get a clear fuselage half and upper wings so you can actually see inside. But as has been pointed out by a lot of people, you know, the detail in the fuselage is fine, but you need a lot more detail in the wings if you're going to go that way. And if that's your sort of kind of thing, then, you know, it's kind of a bit toy-like anyway, I suppose. It's certainly not my thing, but it's just a little bonus they've put in there. But I will say the clear parts, if you go back and look at that review, the clear parts are beautifully made. The other thing that's been pointed out by Brett, thank you very much. I can't believe I didn't pick up on it because I normally do. There are no colour call-outs in these instructions whatsoever, which is a big shame. It's a big thing that Takom always do, same as Border Model, they all do it. There's no colour call-outs whatsoever. So you need to go and look at other instructions from other kits. Now, luckily, I'll put a link in the comments below. If you go to ScaleMates, you will see there they have the, if you're not familiar with ScaleMates, click on the link, have a look. It's absolutely brilliant. It's a fantastic website. You can see in there, when you go on there, you will see the Tsukimori 1/32 scale, B2 and B3 kits. And if you click on them, okay, just where you've got the history going across the bottom, there's two boxes. You've got the B2 kit and the B3 kit. If you click on them and then scroll down a bit, you'll see there's a tab there, instructions. You can click on the instructions and you can download or print or whatever the instructions for the Tsukimori kit, which has very, very detailed painting instructions for you. So, and that's for both the B2 and the B3. So go take a look at those. Right, so in that review we did a part 1, we looked at this one, the B2. So now what I want to look at today is the B3, and also we're going to look at the Panther and the pilot figures which are in this box. So basically, if you look at the sprue call-outs between the B2 and the B3, alright, we can see here, I've got them upside down, I know, but it doesn't matter. We can see that basically the sprues are the same, except for two, which is sprue H and sprue E. So what we'll do, we'll have a quick look at the B3 kit, and we'll concentrate on the sprue E and H. Basically, obviously the difference with this kit is it's got a great big 75mm cannon underneath, as you can see on the box art there, rather than the tiny little 30mm, you know, absolutely mental. So we can see here we've got sprue H and we've got sprue E. I've got them at the top of the box ready for you. So basically what we'll do is we'll have a look and see what we get. So I'm going to put the light on now that we're looking at plastic. So in sprue H, we're getting obviously the gondola for the cannon and everything. We've got the massive barrel there, which is beautifully done. Unfortunately, it's not slide molded on the cooling jackets. It's only slide molded for the end. So you have to do a bit of work there, I think. But there'll probably be a metal barrel available from aftermarket or whatever. But hang on a second. It's okay. I don't know if you can hear, there's a car alarm going off. I thought it might have been mine, but it's not. It's my neighbour's BMW. So there you got you've got the big breech there for the cannon and all the mountings and everything. And then we've got different gun covers. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Unfortunately, that barrel has a slight bend in it as well, but not to worry. As I say, a lot of you will want to replace that with metal anyway, if there's anything available. I'm sure there will be, because I believe ICM also do one of these. A B3, I'm not sure, but I think Hasegawa do one as well. So there's probably a barrel out there, and no doubt the barrel for every kit will fit every kit. So you may have to do a bit of drilling or something. So that's sprue H, and then sprue E is basically parts, I don't know what they are, but it's different parts for the interior here. Got some oxygen tanks and stuff, and oh, these are shells. They're shells for the gun. So there we go. So how accurate are they? Let's see how accurate they are. What diameter are they? So that is 1.8 times 75. Sorry, times 48 will be about 75, so that's pretty cool. Right, so there we are. So that's the B3 kit. I'm not going to go through instructions and everything. What we will do is just turn this over. We've got the schemes on here. So you've got 4 German schemes, very interesting wintertime scheme there, and all the sprue callouts. What we'll do is we'll turn the box upside down, because in the bottom of the box are the instructions with the decals. As you can see, I've already turned them over because it comes with the decals facing up, so all the sprues rub away on it. But you can see there we have the decals, and they're very, very nice indeed. So, and I was saying in the review yesterday, I've never really had much of a problem with Takom decals. I forgot that confounded bloody Apache. The decals in that were an absolute and utter nightmare, and I cannot get them off. I've still got that kit. I bought aftermarket decals for it. A good friend of mine made some decals for me, and I still can't get the old ones off. So anyway, so let's have a look at this 1/48 Panther tank that we get. Turn the light off. So it's basically like a Tamiya white box. Somebody commented it's pointless having a Panther tank in there. Why didn't they give us some soft skins? Well, it could just be they haven't got any soft skins on their mold tools. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'd rather this than nothing at all, put it that way. So we have in here our pilot figures. So you've got 2 pilot figures for your aircraft, should you wish to have them flying. And I'm sure you could use these in other aircraft as well, should you wish. But, very, very nice indeed. So, and beautiful packaging as well. Look at that. This bespoke packaging, so they don't rattle around. Very nice. So we've got the actual hull and the base of the hull nicely wrapped up and protected. And then we've got our sprues, Lincoln length tracks, and then the bottom here we've got our instructions. And we've actually got some photo etch as well, and some cable. So pretty cool. Right, so let's have a look in here. There we go. So we've got some nice copper cable there. Got some photo etched grills, a couple of handles there, and we have some decals, just some numbers and stuff. You can cut those around and make whatever you want from them. So here we have our Panther House A. So going into the tiny little instruction book, you can see we've got our sprue callouts there, we've got our tool recommendations, and then here, blimey, this is moving fast. In step 1, you're fitting all the suspension arms and all the wheels and the gearboxes. So, and then we're on the sprockets and the idlers. Bloody hell, this is a fast build. When I say fast, I mean lots to do in the instructions. And then we've got our Lincoln length tracks, which will go on beautifully and look lovely, much better than having rubber tracks. And then we've got the stowage bins for the barrel cleaners there. We've got our jack here. We've got some exhaust going on the back of the hull. We've got vents going on the top, and then we've got photo etch going on top of those. Remember to spray inside there black before you put the vents on. And then more vents going on here. Machine gun going in from the inside of the hull, and then bits and pieces of greeblies. And then we're going to add the upper hull to the lower hull. I would prefer to do that really before we start adding greeblies. And then we've got this cupola going on here. So this is very clever. What they're telling us to do here is to glue that onto that, glue those sights onto the cupola, let it dry, and then clip away afterwards. That's brilliant, isn't it? Why haven't other manufacturers done that? That's brilliant. And then here we've got the access hatch going into the back of the turret, and there's that going on there. And then here we've got the front of the turret, the barrel going on. You've got a one-piece barrel, but unfortunately you have a two-piece muzzle, so you'll have a little bit of seam work to do. And then here we've got colour callouts. So again, we have no colour callouts whatsoever. It's just painting and marking guide, but they don't tell you any colours. So there you are. So it's tan, green and brown. These are all readily available colours from pretty much every manufacturer's range. And then we got this like a splinter camo version, It looks very nice, doesn't it, actually, that one? And then here we've got a similar one to the first version, and then another one there. So we've got basically three sort of camouflage versions like this, and then one with like a splinter camo. So very nice indeed. And on the back you've got a nice little view of the front of the tank itself. So we'll put all that to one side. So we can have a look here. We'll get the light on. So we've got the hull itself, which looks very nice. Remember guys, if you want to get one of these, 2 aircraft, a tank and 2 pilot figures, $74.99 from Tiger Hobbies. There's a link in the description below. But also you can use my code NMB10 and get 10% off, so it's going to cost you about $67.50. So clearly Takom have done a full interior kit of this, because they have all the interior detail here, and we have all the interior detail on the inside of the hull as well. So that's very nice. So that's going to fit together like that. Okay, which is good. That all goes together very, very well indeed. So you can see the size of the tank on my hand. It's a lovely, 48 is a lovely size for armour, I think. And I also found online, I'm not going to put it up for copyright reasons, but there is, if you look on Google, put Hs129 in Google, there is a fantastic image of a 129 with its wings removed being towed by an Opel Blitz. So with its tail wheel up on the back of the bed. So very nice indeed. Oh, I forgot to look at the underneath detail as well. So very nice. Pilot figures there we've just looked at. And then here we have sprue K. I'm assuming that's sprue K. So here we have very sticky bags, I can tell you. Right, so here we have the main turret and the base of the turret. We have the mounting there for the gun. And there's the front plate. There's part of the breech by the look of it. We've got the barrel there with all the internal detail, all moulded in one. And then we've got the muzzle on the end, moulded in halves, machine gun. Very, very nice indeed. And as you can see, lots of interior detail on the turret. Not that you're going to worry about that on this model. And there you can see those sight glasses on that sprue. Absolutely incredible. All moulded at the correct angle and everything. And you're just going to drop them onto there, glue them, and then once everything's dry you can cut all the sprue away. That's incredible. Really, really nice. I'm guessing you could actually... No, I don't think you could. I was thinking maybe you could leave the inner on as well. But it'll probably glue itself to the... Oh, I don't know. Maybe you would get away with it. We'll have a look if we build it. There we go. Very nice indeed. Nice to have resealable bags so you can review the kit and then sell it should you want to. I don't sell kits that are given to me, but I will sell kits that I've bought. But, it's nice to be able to sell them as new and sealed. So here we have sprue L. So this is going to be, we've got some side skirts there. Is that side skirts or is that underneath the, looks like side skirts. We've got edgy covers here, cooling vents, we've got our reduction gears here for the tracks, exhausts, nice hollow ends on the exhaust, ready to be drilled out some more. We've got a standing figure there, some logs, which they use for trenching. We've got some tools here, we've got a shovel, wooden block, the jack, got some cutters there, there's a sledgehammer, very nice. There's the wooden block, sorry, so I don't know what that is. That's the block there. And it's got the wood grain on it as well. Got some steps by the look of it, some mud guards, hatches, all very clean, no flash, no silly heavy seams which I was expecting to see. Very, very nice indeed. That's unusual. You've got the face of the figure and then the hat separately rather than moulding it in one. So you'll get that nice sort of clean peak on the hat, and you've got the arms there. They're a bit flashy actually on the hands. It's very, very nice. And then finally here we have the the wheels and tracks. So this is a mirrored sprue. So we've got two of these. This is sprue B. So we have all our wheels beautifully done with all the bolt detail and everything on them. There's our sprockets, some spare track links, suspension arms. This is looking a bit weird actually, because all these suspension arms just have round pins on them, so I don't know how you're supposed to position them and get the height right. Kind of wish they'd given us a jig really for doing that. Never mind. And then we've got the idlers here, we've got the sprockets. There's the pivots for the idlers. And then here we've got our link and length tracks. So that's going to be the upper run there, it looks like. That's your lower run. That's the other part of the upper run there, where it's sagging at the front. And then you'll have individual links to go around the idler, around the sprockets. So very nice indeed. And no ejector pin marks on them. Yes, there is. There's one every fourth track. They're very, very shallow. I should imagine a quick swipe with this narrowed sanding stick and they'll be gone. And they probably wouldn't even be visible anywhere on the model because you wouldn't be able to see down between the wheels. But they're there nonetheless. You can see them on the individual track links. There's one. There's an ejector pin mark on every one. So there we go. As Brett pointed out to me correctly, I completely missed the fact of no colour callouts in the instructions. So I shall say that again with this one, no colour callouts whatsoever. So go get yourself onto Scalemates, find another manufacturer, say Meng or anybody who does a Panther. Every man and his dog does a Panther in 1/35 scale, don't they? So get the instructions and you'll find all the colours there. So that's it. That's been a very quick little review. So as I say, you can get the Panther tank, the Hs129B3 and the Hs129B2 all in one box, 75 quid, 10% off with my code, and use the link down below. So there we are. If you want to see this in more detail, if you go back to my previous video and look at the review of this one, they're basically identical other than the cannon on the bottom. So there you go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.